And I just want to start by really thanking Stella and Michael for sharing their stories, because I know how hard it is to do and how few people actually share their stories because of the stigma and the remaining taboo around mental health issues. So it's quite a big feat that they're here today with us, and that my father has lived with schizophrenia for over 34 years, 36 now. And all of my life. So I've grown up around the illness. I'll tell you a bit more about my father, Phil, and that he was, probably your age when he was first diagnosed. My experience with schizophrenia is particular through Phil, and he is quite an extreme case. He's a very talented, intelligent man. When I started taking photographs of us, I was also 19. I turned the camera on me and our relationship and on Phil because I didn't know what else to do. It was completely out of control. It was the only way to control, for me, this situation that was very difficult, to say the least. So, but to say that there's the pain of having a loved one with a mental illness and seeing them lost to it, and the pain of kind of dealing with all of that. But I can't tell you how hard it is to deal with the stigma on top of that. I was actually 19 when I told a friend. The first friends I told was when I was 19, because I was so scared and I was so ashamed of his illness. I have to say that it was such a split off part of me, because I was going to, one of the best public schools in Montreal, very competitive, but at the same time, I was visiting psychiatric wards, I was visiting jails. Phil was completely out of control and very delusional through my childhood, because he was never medicated, so he was never treated. I want to say that again, that most of the extreme stories we hear is because people with mental health issues aren't being treated effectively or properly. I want to say that in your work, and I just want you to remain conscious of the fear that surrounds the illness. Families dealing with it are scared of losing their loved one again. I was tremendously scared of getting ill because my father was so ill. I was so scared of people finding out that this could happen to me, that this was in my family. So I think that when you're writing, it's easy to fall prey to that fear, and it's such an easy story to manufacture around that kind of fear. And it's very easy to demonize people who are different and have a mental illness. So I ask you, as you move into your journalistic careers and your next few years with your assignments, to understand that no mental health issue or story is black and white, that there is so much gray surrounding these stories and our own experiences with mental health issues. You have the opportunity, and it's your responsibility to remember and ensure that people don't fall prey to the misconceptions that we've heard about today. And you really have the opportunity to prevent the mistreatment of people with mental health issues, because people with schizophrenia are often victims of violence far more than they perpetrate any form of violence. And I've witnessed this as well, the discrimination because of the stigma and the violence inflicted on my father. So I hope that you keep this in mind and understand the effects and the power that you hold in all of our lives. Thank you.